All right, Shalom. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Back another video, another lesson. And the title is going to be called A Wicked and Adulterous Generation. All right, and I got this video hooked up. I got this from off Instagram. All right, I just want you to watch it and see what, goes on, right? The title says, Imagine This Your Wife. Let's listen in. If it plays.
I need you in my life. You got a man?
I do. I'm married.
Married today, divorced tomorrow. You smiling in motherfuckers' faces and shit? Huh? You gonna look at me in his eyes like that?
Show me the ring.
Of course I'm married.
We can find him a different one.
Hey, I mean, you want to fight for me? And whoever win.
What? I want you more than he wants you.
Hell out of here. I like your style.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're matching. I like that. Meant to be, right?
What you doing in here? How are you?
Asking for help. Here to grab your number.
I'm going to give you my Instagram. How about that? I'm really married.
Alright, just don't let him see that I'm sliding in your DMs. Am I your type?
You are.
I like that.
You need help checking out?
Who, me? If it means more time with you, hell yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna give you a hug, baby. Of course.
You better smell good. You do. Oh, that's right.
Moment of silence. City girls up.
See that? So this goes to show that, and the elders, starting with the apostles, the bishops, and even the elders on down, they tell brothers, don't take these women serious, man. And I second that, because these women out here are embarrassing. Now, brothers do have wives, brothers do have, they deal with women, but these women have to prove themselves to us. You just can't just take a woman just because she looks good. The Bible the scriptures even say that. Let's get that. All right. This is Ecclesiastes 25 and 21. It says, Stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. Just because she looks good, just because she's a 9 or a 10 on the outside, it matters what's on the inside of that woman, literally. Because a lot of these women out here, they come with baggage, Not only do they mess around a lot, they have multiple men on them, but they're dealing with internal things. A lot of these women have been abused since they were young, They've been with different men, so those spirits linger around. So a lot of these women, they're mentally messed up, spiritually, mentally, even physically. A lot of these women out here, the brothers even say here, it's too much liberty, it's too much freedom. It's not enough, it's too much freedom going on. So that's why these women act the way they act. Verse 19 says, all wickedness is but to the wickedness, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So the women are wicked in this modern day era. These women out here, man, they're not looking for love. Now, I'm not going to say all, but I'll say majority. I'll say 85-90% of women are just looking to have fun. They're not looking for a relationship. They're not looking to be with a man and grow with a man. They're looking to have fun. They're looking to mess around. And if they do get in a relationship, they go for the guys who are lit, who have a lot of women around them, who abuse them, who, they look for the men who are toxic. That's, I hate using that word, but that's the word they use today. They love the toxic man, the one that's going to cheat on them, the one that's going to cheat on them, the one that's going to, there's no such thing as really cheating, but in America, in Western society, they call it cheating. A man is allowed to have multiple women, but that's frowned upon over here in American society. But they look for the man that's gonna, put his hands on them. Look for the man who abuses them emotionally, physically, spiritually. They're not looking for the man that's going to treat them right, who's going to, try to help her walk a righteous path. They're not looking for that, And that's why you got to be careful. We had to be careful. This included myself. We had to be careful of the women we deal with, the women we lay around with, because this can be us, brothers, and brothers. It doesn't matter if she's in the truth or not in the truth. This could be you. This could be your woman while she's at work, while you're at work. This could be her being friendly, talking to other men, because they see that we can have more than one wife, more than one woman, so they try to do the same thing, which men and women are not the same. Let's get Leviticus 20 and 10. This is a wicked and adulterous generation. This is Leviticus 20, verse 10. It says, "And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife," and she's not, he's not off the hook, because a lot of men they do it too. I know it's men out here who look and go out to mess with other men's women. They get a excitement off that. Like they get like a rush off of that to mess with another man's wife, and people call you what they say you're tender, what you're supposed to be. A man is supposed to be jealous over his possession. That's his possession. That's something that he, I would say prize, but these women aren't even that. They're not a prize, but that's his possession. That's his wife. That's his woman. And let's be honest. No man wants his woman. No man wants his woman, going behind his back and messing with another dude. No man wants that. As a man, that really does something to you. That really does something to your spirit. It's an embarrassing feeling, right? And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. You see, back in the old ancient days, these two would have died. She'd have been put to death, and the dude behind the camera would have been put to death. Now some guys say, "Oh, I'm doing you a favor." No, you're not. And she's entertaining. If she just said, when you ask a woman, hey, when brothers go out, or men in general go out, you ask someone, "You got a boyfriend? You married?" And she says yes. For me, I even if she is lying, I say, "Okay, you have a great one," and I'll go about my business. That's the end of that. You don't keep going on. "Oh, you can't have friends." No, bro. No, that's doing too much. But that's us. These men out here, they don't do that. They want that rush. They want that feeling. Oh, he ain't gonna get caught. He don't got a name. Whatever he don't. What's that saying? Well, he don't know won't hurt him. So, but let's just put adultery up. Okay. It says to commit adultery. To commit adultery, usually of a man, always with a wife of another. You see? Adultery of woman, and it's of course it's idolatrous worship, which the we did against the Lord. It says woman that breaketh wedlock. You see? And the woman for adultery for a woman is to sleep with any other man that isn't your husband. And for a man to commit adultery is to sleep with another man's wife. That's adultery. That's fornication. That's not sleeping with another woman. No, that's not, because there's no such thing as cheating. When it comes to the Bible, because it's plenty of times where men in the scriptures had multiple women. David, Solomon, King David, Gideon, Rehoboam. These men had multiple women. You know, Moses, he had multiple wives. But in this society, adultery is forwarded. It's not looked down upon because of the Christian church. And mainly because of Esau, but the Christian church also. In the Christian church, it's a lot of adultery going on. A lot of men sleeping with other men's wives. A lot of women sleeping with other men that isn't their husband. They're married. You know? Let's get Proverbs 6:32. Okay? So this is a message to you, to all brothers. Don't mess with any other man that has a woman. That's a no-go. Right? Proverbs 6:32. This goes for me too. But it says, But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, he that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. You see? So let's read this in NLT. I'll read this in NLT. This is Proverbs 6:29. So it is with the man who sleeps with another man's wife. Salakia. I'll read verse 26. For a prostitute will bring you to poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life. You see? That can cost you your life, man. Can a man scoop a flame into his lap and not have his clothes catch on fire? Can he walk on hot coals and not blister his feet? So it is with the man who sleeps with another man's wife. He who embraces her will not go unpunished. Excuses might be found for a thief who steals because he is starving. But if he is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he has to sell everything in his house. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. For the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation, nor be satisfied with a payoff of any size. And that's why you see a lot of men who walk in on their wives in the act with another man, they get unalived. You know, because that really does something to a man when you catch a woman in the act with another man when she's cheating on you. You know, that's an embarrassing feeling. And no man shouldn't go through that. But these women today, these women don't truly love us. That's what you learn when you come in the truth. These women don't truly love you. They can't love you. Or they love you, but they don't fully respect you. You know? Because there's no fear. There's no fear that's going on right now. It will come when, you know, when all hell breaks loose. But as of right now, these women don't fully respect their men. You know? Let's get this last one. Hosea 4:14. But this is a punishment for what we did to the Lord. So now we know how the Lord feels, because we committed whoredom against him, adultery against him, against our God. This Hosea 4:14. It says, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves they are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that doth not understand shall fall. So we've committed adultery against the Lord. We worship other gods, sacrificed to idols. We committed adultery against our power. So the Lord flipped it on us. He said, okay, you want to do this to me? Well, I'm going to do this to your wives and your daughters. They're going to commit adultery on you. You know, now we know how the Lord feels, because we're the Lord over our women. We're the head over our women. And the Lord is the head over us as the husband to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, as the husband, Salakia, as the woman, the wife to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So now we know how he feels. You know, and it's really best to stay single. You know, that's what I learned. You know, although I myself have dealing with someone, you know, it's best to stay single when you're a man, when you're in the truth, because there's no distractions. You know, but it's all up to the Lord. The Lord may bring you somebody so they might be saved. We never know what the Lord has planned out for us. But we hope and pray that we're of the elect and we be saved. You know, but this could happen to any of us. You know, And as painful as it sounds, these women aren't, our women. They're Esau. They belong to Esau. Because that's who they're in the spirit of. So, Lord willing, it was edifying. You got something out of it. We'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the full elect. Lord willing, you was edified. Lord went back with another one. Till then, I'm going to say, Shalom.